What's up, guys and gals, and welcome back to This is the Bullies. My name is Splatter. I had a little R roll in there. So in today's episode, we got to make a call. We got to decide who we want to support, and it's definitely not going to be Rogers. I don't care. Chaffee could support, I don't know, using children as clay pigeons. I don't give a shit. Either way, Rogers has been messing with me the entire game, and he's got to go. If I get a chance to stick a gun barrel down Rogers' throat, I'm definitely going to take it. Yes, does that make me a petty human being? Absolutely it does. Does it mean that I have no respect for the rule of law? Absolutely. Are we abandoning the democratic process right now so that maybe I can get my Klingon action on? Absolutely. But you know what? I don't feel that bad about it. I can't stand this dude. He's got to go. Like, the way I see it, you can't do any worse. Chaffee cannot possibly be worse than Rogers. So there it is. Study sports nutrition destroys brain cells. Jim Baton Bakery invites students to Baking Day. Collection of ancient Jewish coins recovered from city dump. Oh, City Hall. We've got another thumbs up. Hooray, we did a good thing. So when are we going to ride out on City Hall? Like, when is that going to happen? Probably on New Year's Eve, maybe? Suffering an extreme anxiety attack and can't concentrate. No, you can't go home. Give it 30 minutes and you'll be all right. This shift's a little light right now. This might not go so well for us today. Yeah, sure. I don't care who you pick. I think Shift A is probably going to suffer pretty heavily compared to Shift B. It is what it is. Mr. Boyd, I decided to make the challenge a little easier for you. Unfortunately, our friend Troy Starr can't risk his cover by prying too deeply into City Hall security details, but I found another solution. Over the next 2 weeks, you'll be directed to certain people who may possess useful information. Useful, that is, for planning the assault on City Hall. Some of these people might not feel like talking, so you may need to send 1 or 2 detectives. Plus, some of them might get cold feet and decide not to share their information with us, or even try to flee the city, so don't delay. Okay, so I guess send these guys over. We'll put Davenport on the lead since he's got 3 promotions. Aaron Jensen, unemployed, former head of City Hall Security, dismissed 18 months ago for failure to report to duty. Yep, go ahead and grab him. I always report for a duty. That's like, I wait for that all day long. If I can report for a duty, you best believe a duty's getting done. I'm going to hire this guy for A, I guess. We don't have a lot of slots right now, so we'll have to sort it out. Public indecency. Shopkeeper reports that a naked older woman just ran past the store. She was barefoot with long gray hair. She looked inside the shop completely naked except for a blanket thrown over her shoulders. When I offered to help, the old woman just cursed and went on her way. You can only really send 1 person, so I'm going to send rushing. This doesn't seem like that serious of a thing, but then again, most things cost more than 250 professionality to get rid of, so retiree Hilda Hutchinson reports that several school children are running around the street turning over trash cans. Send someone quick and teach these little assholes a lesson. You know what? This sounds like a job for Perez. Theft. Amy Marban said that a homeless man snuck into the kitchen and ate almost everything there was, including the powdered sugar. We locked him in there. Come take this asshole to the station. Alright, we'll send over flowers. I doubt that they're going to apprehend most of these people, but we'll give it a try. Oh. I had no idea. It made like a little phone ringing noise, which kind of freaked me out and scared me. I thought City Hall was trying to call at the exact same time as I was trying to apprehend, like, witnesses and shiz. And it's already 2 in the afternoon. So he caught the little kids. Good for you, Perez. You went out on your own. That's not bad. Flowers caught somebody, which was easy enough. Glad to see it. And then Rushing should have had no problem, I guess, with whatever that was. And he's now at 400, which makes him one of our better people. I do wish I hadn't taken the gas deal, but then we wouldn't have the money that we need in order to win the game at the end. I may not have needed the money right now. I might have been able to wait it out a little bit longer, but that's life. Drug sales at the Live Good mini market. Ralph Engel approached a girl to ask for directions. She took him for a client who wanted to buy cocaine. I'm up for anything in life, but never drugs. My mother won't even let me try wine. You might want to cut the umbilical cord, man. Send out a couple people, I guess. We'll bring Chin and Perez on the next one. We still have a pretty decent main force ready to go right now. Got reckless endangerment at the Kevin's Throat bar. A group of friends got drunk and decided to play a game of darts using knives. One of the guys missed and injured a young female. We probably want to send some people out on this one. Trying to get as much XP as I can for the new guys, but it's tough without clearing out the bench right now because the bench is not deep. We do not have a deep roster right now. Our roster is real shallow. There is drug manufacturing in the ghetto. Mrs. Brooks says that her neighbors are growing marijuana and they're not even hiding it. They're growing those evil bushes right in the window. Well, it looks like they're going to get away with it because I ain't doing shit. Mr. Boyd, our girlfriends are planning another party, and this time we want something special. I'd be grateful if you choose some of your more well-built and sexually uninhibited employees. We'll take care of the rest. In case that wasn't clear enough, they'll be asked to perform a striptease. We're tired of these clowns that the escort agents keep sending us. I guess I could turn my cops into strippers. It's an extra paycheck. I bet that one's a false alarm. I bet it's like Acacia's or something. So drug sales. We knocked that one down. Well done, employees. The knife is stuck in the girl's side and the wound is bleeding. There's a menacing crowd gathering around the man who threw the knife. Sees him. Man jumps up on the bar and runs for the exit. Trip him with a nightstick. Get that fool. Take him out. There we go. We definitely need... Yeah, Mrs. Brooks accidentally put on her husband's glasses and mistook an ordinary flower pot for a marijuana plant. That seems difficult to do, but sure, whatever. You know. Wait, what is this? So for the assault, 12 positions are marked on the location where you'll need to place your available forces. Some of these points are poorly protected and suitable for an assault, while others will stand up to a tank. To figure out which spots are the weakest, interrogate people and gather information. You can send up to 3 fighters to each point based on what they're good at and the information you've been able to collect. Okay, so we've got an experienced commander who coordinates operations, usually heads a small group of fighters during the assault. As far as this goes, unemployed. The former head of City Hall security says that the main entrance to City Hall is a real thoroughfare. A terrorist could walk there like nothing. I keep telling him, give me experienced military force, preferably with large caliber rifles, but nobody ever paid any attention. So the main entrance is a thoroughfare. You could walk right through there, which means that, what's the main entrance? This part? Museum of Feelings and Fine Art. So do you say the front door? The main entrance, so right here. So essentially we could just bring an assaulter straight in through this side and we'd probably be fine. My guess is you want water assaulters on this side. What does this have right here? So that's 7, that's 8, so we've got to deal with the fence. But once we get through the fence, the front door should be easy enough. I'm glad that they actually included this because that helps out a lot. That actually filled in a bunch of confusion that I had. I wonder if somebody brought that up in the beta testing and was like, the map's a little confusing right now. Like, you've got 2 things that appear to be entrances, like which one is the actual entrance, which one is not. I would suggest that Mosier, Davenport... Oh, Mosier, go over there to Aaron Coleman. Investigations-wise, we've got a gang investigation happening over here. So we got a homicide on this one. Oh, that's the same one. Okay. And it's also a gang investigation? Okay, that's fine. And because those 3 are on it, I need somebody to be working on it on the in-between days too. So let's put Beasley on it so that we're not completely and totally hitting a wall on the days where we're not doing anything. And then on this side, we've got a couple of officers back right now. There's a smuggling ring. An informant says 3 men are traveling together and they've come to the city to sell some stolen diamonds. The jewels are hidden up the ass of one of the women. Seems kind of unlikely. But I guess I'll send some people out? I don't know. It doesn't seem likely to me, but I don't know. That's very, very specific information. Like, how would he know that? You know, that's my big thing. The city's garbage collection crews drank sour milk at a company gathering and haven't been able to work for several days. Meanwhile, the streets have turned to a dump. Emergency services are jammed up from people calling for help. Yeah, send flowers and rushing maybe. A noise complaint on this side. An enraged man yelled into the phone complaining about a neighbor who was making such a racket in the house that he can't sleep. This degenerate turned up his speakers to the max again and started rapping. The whole house is shaking. Just remember to be careful with him. Dude thinks he's some kind of gangster. And he's bought himself several guns, which he brings out whenever anybody tries to talk to him. I don't think we're going to have anybody else that's going to be able to respond to that, so I'll send those two, and hopefully it's enough. It's just one guy, so hopefully they'll be able to bring him back. On the homicide report, we got some new frames. We have enough to solve it. So Marjorie Lump is a member of a racist gang and unemployed. She tried to get a job as a shop assistant at the Robert Crane store, but didn't make the cut. Angela Peterson is a dark-skinned school student who dreamed of becoming a fashion designer and always wore sunglasses. The victim suffered serious bruising on her stomach, possibly from a fist or knee. Death was caused by suffocation, but there was no bruising around the victim's neck. And so she was probably hit and then strangled with the bag. She walks out, and that's probably pretty close to where it's at. I don't know. Surveillance camera. Camera outside the Robert Crane store recorded her exiting the store. As she passed the alley, a woman dragged her in by force. Oh, really? A woman grabbed her. Interesting. Okay. Well, we'll have to wait for more frames then. Haniero Perez was killed in the car accident. The cause of the accident is unknown. Apparently, they're just killing off my officers at this point over and over and over again. I have no control over it. Smuggling ring. We captured the person, so that's nice to see. Found jewelry. Can't really do much with it. I should probably start turning over some of these. For the assault, we've got Aaron Coleman. Recently, we tried to replace a rusted-out sewer grate in a pond a ways off from the boat station. We sent in a young diver who panicked in the muddy water, lost his tank, and nearly drowned. I asked for a couple more experienced divers, but nobody showed. Still waiting to hear back from him. So there's sewer grates in the pond. We could send water assaulters through the pond would be my estimation. I mean, it's the only watery place you can send them. They didn't say specifically which one had the rusted-out gate, but that'll have to do for right now. Lost another officer, which is a bit of a downer and a pain in the ass. I can't replace them as fast as they're dropping right now, so I don't know. We're going to have to wait for more recruitment opportunities. The noise complaint. Somebody was arrested, so that's good. We didn't have any gunfire or anything like that. We'll end our day, and we'll just hope for the best here. Declare him dead. Order him to work tomorrow. Declare him dead. Declare him dead, and we'll end the day. ATM thefts plague city. Holiday festivities to block city center. Drug laboratories explode in the suburbs. On the plus side, we're getting back on City Hall side, and if we're trying to do any subterfuge, that's probably a good place to be. I don't think we have much else to do here, so let's jump in. It's not so bad now that I know what to expect from the day, but the last couple of days have been really gnarly. So I drank too much and I can't hold it together today. Can I go home? Yep. I'm going to have to, unfortunately. I can't really have a drunk guy on the force right now. Seems like a liability that I can't handle. So we'll throw... Oh, I thought that was Che on the front of that for a second. Although I'm sure there's been a lot of album covers with Che on them. I wonder how many. I'm about to Google that after this. I like curiosities like that. Just like how many times has somebody been on an album cover that you wouldn't expect. Alright, so internal affairs. Here at the police station, we have the ability to hire more officers, so I need to. We'll hire you for A. We'll hire you for A. And we'll hire you for A. Because we got to get ourselves restocked. We've lost a lot of people. And unfortunately, we just can't keep it trucking like this. I'm going to request a raise and a job slot, I guess. Don't really have much else to do. No urgent calls from City Hall would be fantastic. That'd be really, really useful. Apparently, I can dismiss anybody that I want now. We already have our snitch, so that's fine. We may want to set up for further officer slots so that we can get a bunch of, like, random rubes to fill in. But other than that, I think we're in pretty good shape. $500 for our salary. For Adrian Ponescu, he's an engineer. But you need 4 detectives to make that work, and I don't have 4 detectives. Didn't really think about that. We got an attempted murder. An ambulance brought in a man suffering from a gunshot wound to the stomach. The ambulance was followed by an SUV, from which 2 armed men exited wearing black suits. The ambulance driver saw them and phoned the police. They're here to finish the job. 2 armed men exited. Okay, we'll send the greenies out after this one. Go ahead, greenie meanies. Vermilion, don't get yourself murdered, and don't crash your car. We've got a mission from the labor union. Mr. Boyd, we threw a great party for our retiring accountant, Marcel Piachik. As part of the surprise, there was a big cake with a stripper inside. We had fun and drank lots of drinks, and then we brought the cake into the room. The stripper didn't pop out. The girl was inside, showing no signs of life. It's unclear whether she asphyxiated, overdosed, or just died of natural causes. We didn't call an ambulance. She was way beyond help. But the party could still be saved. Can you send a couple of your men so we can quietly carry the body out of the building? We didn't tell Marcel that she was dead, only that she felt ill and lost consciousness. Our accountant is a cute little elderly man, and his heart would give out if we hit him with the news. Yeah, I guess send some noobs out there. I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't get too lively. I don't know what to do with this right here because there's not really much I can do without calling in officers for extra days. And so actually I probably should have requested another detective slot. If we end up getting paid well enough, I'll request another one now and try to get the numbers up to maybe 4 detectives at a time. Jeanette Allen, a nun, said that she and her wards from Sunday school came out to tour Freiburg, but as they were pursuing their cultural activities, they came upon a shocking sight. There were 6 men and 2 women exposing themselves in the park. They started caressing each other, kissing, and committing other shameful acts. An elderly lady who was walking by fell down dead upon seeing the horrifying display. Of course, now she's in a better world, but what about the poor children? I guess we'll do it for the children then. Oh good, we got paid 12 grand for that. It's not too terrible. Let's have a look in affairs and see what the labor union, or I'm sorry, Atticus can do for us. So for a detective slot, it's 22,500. That still keeps us right above where we want to be at. So we've got a new detective slot now. On the labor market, let's see what we've got. We've got Sam Cadow. So let's hire him for shift A, I guess, so that we have 4 detectives on one shift, and we'll continue as we earn money. We'll try to keep ourselves at the threshold here, and we'll just try to buy our way through whatever we can get. This guy, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to have him for right now. We just can't do anything about it. There's nobody to respond, so please handle the business yourself. The offender was caught. The officers were unharmed. Civilians were unharmed. That's nice to know. Now everybody head back home because we're probably going to get more calls soon. Exactly. Exactly. An old man looking out his window saw a woman covered in blood sitting on the pavement near the Lucky Colors shop. Sierra Bittner saw 2 of her neighbors and another 8 of their friends grab a man in a Santa Claus suit right in the corridor of her floor. They tied him up and dragged him up into their apartment. They're obviously on some kind of drugs. They were pointing pistols at Santa. After that, I heard them singing Christmas songs and dancing around while Santa was screaming and crying for help. Santa might have a rough day. I'm sending him out on this one because they actually have a chance at succeeding at this one, although it might be a false alarm, I guess. Disorderly conduct. They handled their business there. Good. I think Santa might have to get murdered. It's not that I want it to go down like that, but our accountant is very unwell. She's nauseous and dizzy. Send a squad car to take her home. Sorry, man. I ain't got nobody. I would send somebody if I had somebody, but I don't have anybody, so there you go. Bang, bang, bang. Somebody died. Somebody always dies. Bang, bang, bang. Welcome to Freiburg. Is it bad that I've become so jaded to all this? The girl's life was not in danger. She accidentally knocked over a can of red paint while she was picking out colors. I still don't think a bunch of level 140 guys were going to be able to take out a bunch of armed people holding people hostage. It just didn't seem like a winning option to me. Got a massive fight. A gypsy camp has settled on the outskirts of the city, and the local skinheads are outraged. 24 of the thugs armed with metal pipes attacked gypsies, many of whom are women and children. Hurry, they're beating everyone, even the children, shouted with witnesses over the phone. We don't have gypsies in America. I assume this is in America. I have no idea, but we don't have gypsies here, so this mission seems a little strange. I suppose we'll send out who we can, and hopefully nobody dies. I mean, I sent out my A-team, so hopefully they will resolve it without issue. Oh, they gotta go super far to do that. They gotta go hella deep. And they're driving all slow because the cars are busted ass right now because I swapped out the gas for $50,000. So, because I'm a corrupt piece of shit, they now have to drive everywhere like at half speed. Huh, there's an Amber Alert. A tearful young man with a guitar started bawling philosophical songs under the window of a house. People were throwing garbage at him, but he kept on singing about if newborn babies could speak, they'd be the most intelligent beings on earth. My neighbor grabbed a gun and went to confront him. I'm afraid it's not going to end well. Yeah, it sounds like it's not going to end well. People got firearms ready to go. Send out some of the nubs. It's weird. Oh, he doesn't. See, I was going to say it's weird that Beard Cell doesn't have a beard, but I guess he must have already sold it. McNamara was killed in a car accident. Jesus Christ, man. These car accidents, they are way too frequent. Like, seriously. I'm already being punished with half speed. Like, why are so many car accidents happening? Like, I'm already being punished with half speed. Like, pick one or the other, you know? But both just seems like a bit too much. Like, way too much. Like, it's not balanced. Like, I can't replace officers as fast as they're dying from one event that I did, like, 2 weeks ago. You know? Somebody grabbed her and pulled her into an alley. She always wore sunglasses. So there it is. With the Touch of Dionysus liquor store. We'll probably want to hit those before the end of the night, but I doubt they're going to get back in time. So what I would do is oh, I can't pull her off. Okay, I'll tell her to come in tomorrow then. And I'm sure it'll work out okay. But yeah, the car crashes are just too much. It's just a really poorly balanced event. It happens too frequently. Like, it would make sense if it was just lower level people because they don't have professionality and they drive shitty. You know what I mean? They don't have the same training. But, like, past a certain point, they shouldn't be crashing cars and whatnot anymore regardless. Like, we sold some gasoline out of a tank. You know what I mean? I don't see how that causes my cars to crash. If it had something to do with the transmission or, like, the steering system, or we had done something with lubricants or anything like that, then I'd be on the same page. I don't even know if that's linked to that, though. It might just be a random event they use to mess with you at the end of the game. I'm not really sure. It seems like the sort of thing from what I've seen from the developers that they would do. Because there's a lot of events in this game that are not your fault. You just, like, something happens and you just have to suffer the response to it. So, we lost McNamara, which is bad. He was a really good character, and so unfortunately we've got to live with that now. Day 167. We're out of time for right now. I will see you all in the next episode of This is the Police. I can't say that the game's not kind of outliving its welcome right now. Like, I kind of wish it would, like, wrap up and end. I don't know. It's starting to get a little repetitive for me. Starting to get a little repetitive. And then the events at this point just aren't really that enjoyable anymore. Like, it's just... It seems like they're punishing me for the sake of punishing me and then not giving me the ability to recover. And so, like, every day the force gets worse and worse and worse, and we still got to last, like, 2 more weeks until the game is over. So, I will see you all later. Can't wait for this one to end, though. Bye, everybody.